Today, I am a successful person. I'm an officer in the government of West Bengal. But I was never successful, I was not always successful. জীবনে কখনো কিছু আমি কখনো ভাবতে পারিনি যে আমি আজকে একজন ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল অডিট অ্যান্ড অ্যাকাউন্ট সার্ভিসের একজন অফিসার হিসেবে আমি কথা বলবো।
Now SI Shudip Panik will felicitate Remedios Fernandez, Audit and Account Service. He has cracked this year Audit and Account Service with a rank of 23. A big round of applause for this young star.
Hello everybody, this is Remedios Fernandez, and on popular demand, I'm actually making a video on my success story of how I became an officer in the government of West Bengal. So basically this video is going to be a pretty long one, and I will be trying to speak in two particular languages. I will try to translate whatever I'm telling in English in Bengali as well. সকলকে নমস্কার, আমার নাম রেমিডিয়াস ফার্নান্ডেস। বর্তমানে আমি গভর্নমেন্ট অফ ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গলের একজন গ্রুপ এ অফিসার। আর আমি আমার জীবনে যে যাত্রাটা এতদিন আমি অতিবাহিত করেছি, কি করে আমি সাফল্যের দিকে এগিয়ে চলেছি, মানে নতুন প্রজন্মের জন্য আমি এই ভিডিওটি তৈরি করছি। আপনারা সকলেই দেখুন, আর কেমন লাগে মতামতটি অবশ্যই জানাবেন। দেখতে থাকুন। আর if anybody has any question, if you want to know something, you can definitely follow me on Facebook. You can also follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter. But I'm not much active on Twitter. You can definitely follow me on YouTube, and you can definitely subscribe to my channel for more videos and updates. তো আপনারা আমাকে ফলো করতে থাকবেন। কারোর যদি কোনো রকমের প্রশ্ন থাকে বা কোনো কিছু জানার ইচ্ছা থাকে, আপনারা অবশ্যই আমাকে ফেসবুক বা ইউটিউব বা ইনস্টাগ্রামে আমাকে ডিরেক্টলি কমেন্ট সেকশনে বা মেসেজ করে আপনারা আমার সঙ্গে কথা বলবেন। আমি চেষ্টা করব আপনাদের সঙ্গে যত তাড়াতাড়ি সম্ভব সেগুলো মেসেজের রিপ্লাই দেওয়ার। দেখতে থাকুন। Before I begin this video, I have two quotes for everybody. Life is not a bed of roses, and the other one being, time and tide wait for nobody. শুরু করার আগেই এই যে দুটো আমি কথা বললাম, লাইফ ইজ নট আ বেড অফ রোজেস অ্যান্ড টাইম অ্যান্ড টাইড ওয়েট ফর নোবডি, এটা কিন্তু খুব একটা অবাস্তব নয়, কিন্তু একটি বাস্তব সত্য। So this is a very big reality in our life. Things change in a short matter of time. Today I am a successful person. I'm an officer in the government of West Bengal. But I was never successful, I was not always successful. I was also once a failure. So going back to my journey, life began in a much simple way. I am Remedios Fernandez, born to a mixed family actually. My father's side is basically they are Goans, and my mother's side they are actually Bengali. তো আমি অ্যাকচুয়ালি দুটো কালচারের থেকে আমি মানুষ হয়েছি। বাবার সাইড গোয়া থেকে আছে, আর মায়ের দিক পশ্চিমবাংলা থেকে আছে। তো আমি এই দুটো সংমিশ্রণে আমি বড় হয়েছি। সো আমি এখন বর্তমানে পশ্চিমবাংলাতে দক্ষিণ চব্বিশ পরগনা জেলায় বারুইপুরে আমি বসবাস করছি। অ্যান্ড আই এম ফ্রম আ ক্রিশ্চিয়ান ফ্যামিলি ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড, ফ্রম অ্যান অর্থোডক্স ক্রিশ্চিয়ান ফ্যামিলি ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড। তো ছোটবেলা থেকে স্কুলিং অ্যান্ড এভরিথিং আই ওয়াজ অলওয়েজ ইনটু দিস মিশনারি স্কুলস। সো I was born in 1993. Then I was we all followed the Christian customs, and I got baptized at a very young age. And followed by that, I began my schooling from Holy Cross School, which is also a missionary school, and which was followed up by St. Paul's Mission School. That is again a Christian missionary school. But my college education was completed in South City College, which is Herambo Chandro, and I completed my college with BCom honors degree. So life was pretty much simple from my childhood days. My father was a small and humble homeopathic doctor, the earning was not so huge. So we faced some bit of problems, but you see, life always moved on. I remember how I used to spend my childhood days and everything. It was so simple. জীবনে কখনো কিছু আমি কখনো ভাবতে পারিনি যে আমি আজকে একজন ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল অডিট অ্যান্ড অ্যাকাউন্ট সার্ভিসের একজন অফিসার হিসেবে আমি কথা বলবো। But this is the reality of life. At some point in time in your life, you will start realizing the drawbacks. তুমি চিন্তা ভাবনা করতে থাকবে যে কিভাবে নিজেকে এগিয়ে নেওয়া যেতে পারে। লাইফের টার্নিং পয়েন্ট আসে আমার গ্র্যাজুয়েশনের পর থেকে। আমি গ্র্যাজুয়েশন পড়ছিলাম হেমচন্দ্র কলেজ থেকে, আর তখন ভালোভাবেই শেষ করি, বাট কোথাও না কোথাও জীবনে একটা চিন্তা ছিল যে what I will be doing next in my life. So that was something which always used to worry me a lot. But I still kept on persevering, and it was something like okay, I will definitely try and do something. But a very drastic thing happened in 2014. My father collapsed, and we all came to know that he has got a weak heart and immediately needs a pacemaker. So my father was a very humble homeopathic doctor, earning like it was not so huge. So you can imagine in 2014, like, to get a surgery of your heart, and you need lots and lots of money. So at that point of time, I was like very much broken, and I decided that I have to do something severe. Like, I have to do something. It cannot happen like this. At that point of time, I was preparing for chartered accountancy also, and I had completed my college. I was almost 21 years old, and at that point, things started kicking in. Like, you have to do something. It is not like everything changed for me in 2014, but things began from my childhood days. I was not a very bright student. Yeah, many people thought I was intelligent, I was good, I was simple, but it was not like that actually. It was not so simple at the beginning. If you look at my old results, you will definitely find me like I was sort of a backbencher because I was not so good in studies. My mathematics was something very horrible. I had no interest in science subject, computer, everything boring, not into sports, anything. So I was like a mixed thing altogether. And this is something like which always is like something which has pulled me back from the rest of the people. So yeah, I was not that popular in my school as well. Same thing pursued up till I was in Holy Cross school. But things started changing when I was in class 10. So class 10 এ ওঠার পরে আমার জীবনে আস্তে আস্তে করে অনেক কিছু চেঞ্জ আসতে শুরু করে। বেসিক্যালি আই ডিড নট হ্যাভ এনি টিউশনস। তো আমার ক্লাস 10 অবধি যদি আমি দেখি ভালো করে, আমার কোনো টিউশন ছিল না। ক্লাস 10 এর ফার্স্ট টার্ম যে এক্সাম হয়েছিল, so after the first term exams, I decided to take a few tuitions. I remember I approached my school teachers to give me maths tuition. So I approached Jisha ma'am. I still remember very nicely. Jisha ma'am, you please teach me mathematics, otherwise I will not be so good with it. So she decided to help me definitely, and I approached Radhakrishnan sir. Sir, please teach me physics. And one other teacher was there. He was Arun sir. Sir, I don't understand anything about Java programming. So I took these 3 tuitions, but apart from all the other like English, Bengali, history, civics, geography, I did not take any tuitions. So these teachers were like, I could actually catch it up. I remember Ma'am Shauna scolding me sometimes in school. I remember Devashri ma'am scolding me. Then the same thing repeated with other subjects. I remember Malanchu ma'am trying to teach me history. Like, she used to tell me remedials, do this, do that. I remember some things like Bipasha ma'am teaching geography. There are many teachers. I remember Orbun sir and everything like this. It's crystal clear. I remember Meeta ma'am. Everything is like still just like it was yesterday. But I remember like I never thought of anything like, I used to see people coming into schools. I used to see officers. I used to see SDO coming in. I used to hear about DM, but I never got to understand like what these things were actually. And slowly, when I started to grow up in life, I realized certain things. I started to noticing major differences after I moved out of Holy Cross School. When I moved into St. Paul's Mission School, I got to know a first-hand taste of reality. I realized that everything in life is not so easy. Things are pretty much expensive, and you always have to make a mark. It's not just money that you need in life, but you also need something of a power and prestige to actually excel yourself. So that is something which I always learned at this very young age. I remember going to school was never so easy for me. I remember when I was in Holy Cross School, I used to travel by bus or I used to take my cycle. And when I was very young, I remember we used to go by a rickshaw, it's like a three-wheel drive. You actually it's a pedaled rickshaw, so like a human pulls it up. So that was very simple for me. I hardly traveled by a reserved auto or something because it was something like my father could not afford to pay much. The same thing went up with my schooling as well. I had to travel almost 25 kilometers to reach my school. The school was in Sialda, and I was here in Baripur. So it was like a 1 hour journey by train. I remember I used to get up around 5 o'clock in the morning. I used to catch that train and I used to reach school by 7:30. I remember. And it was very much difficult for you during the rainy season and the winter season to get up so early and you get into school and all. Yeah, my family supported me very much, especially my uncles. They used to wake me up in the morning, get me ready. Even though there were so many problems in my life, my family always supported me. I moved on and I completed my schooling very nicely. Even though I was not a good student, but I managed to get 86% in class 10 and I managed to get 82% in class 12. St. Paul's played a very important role in my life to actually define myself. I remember I used to sit in school and I used to see seniors coming to school. They were doing something into this, something into that. I remember one fellow, he came to school and sir said, I still remember Massey sir. It was Massey sir's English class in class 12, and he says that fellow had come. He works in a very good place, and he said, he works in IB. Now what is IB? Intelligence Bureau. I remember the way he animated and he spoke in class. So I was getting fascinated. I have to do something like this. So that is something I always dreamt of in life. I always thought maybe someday definitely I will do it up. But but presently I am part of the system right now. I can't believe it actually. And then again after schooling, I moved into college. And into college I realized something. After I completed my class 12, I came into face with a very big reality in the Indian system, and it was reservation system. I never thought about it, and I never knew about it actually. Nobody actually said me that there was something called reservation system. So what is the reservation system, how it is operated, manipulated, I knew nothing about. So after completing my college, and now I know what it is actually, because it taught me a very painful lesson in life. It taught me to hate rather than knowing the reality of it. So the journey began after my class 12. I was applying for various colleges for studying BCom honors. I even applied to St. Xavier's College because I wanted to study from St. Xavier's. I had a dream that I would definitely get into St. Xavier's, but I could not get into St. Xavier's as they strictly said that we needed a student with pure sciences stream to study for BCom honors. A student should have pure maths in their commerce curriculum to study in a particular college for BCom. So I did not have it. So the father did not agree to it. So that's how I could not enter into that particular college. But still I kept on persevering. I wanted to study BCom, and that is when I decided for government colleges, and my name appeared in various colleges, but I wanted to go to this particular college, and this was Herambachandra College, South City. The first list was out. I was eagerly waiting. I did not get selected in most of the colleges, and it was something like I became very tense. I started crying, and the most painful thing was with this particular Herambachandra College. I was a student with 82 percentage, and in the first list I could not get admission, so I had to wait. And the most painful thing was that a fellow who had not even he had not even scored around 30, like he was like around somewhere around 38 or 39 percentage marks, and he had qualified for the particular college. And I realized that this is reservation system. A fellow, I don't know is that fellow going to be credible enough or something? I always had this question. I even decided of thinking of meeting this particular fellow, but I could not meet him up in college. And I realized that this is a reservation system. You get into this particular stream only because you are reserved. I don't know if that fellow actually deserved it. So the debate raged on in my life, and slowly I understood this concept of reservation, how it came, and now I realize that reservation should exist. But there are lots of questions about it in my mind still, like why we should have reservation, or what is the need of it. I'm not actually trying to demotivate somebody, or I'm not trying to insult somebody, but the fact is, at some point of time, it actually pains, because I feel like the actual merit of a person is actually questioned over here. So that being said and done, so that is how I came into college. I made friends with people, I completed it, and finally in the second or third year I was actually preparing for chartered accountancy. I also got plans about going into company secretaryship, but things were not happening for me. In the second and third year I was busy with my studies and all, and I was planning what next to do. So in the meantime, nothing came into my mind. I thought of becoming a chartered accountant. I started my preparations. In the end of second year, third year, I started it, and I eventually cleared CPT. It was Common Proficiency Test, and that is how I got into this realm of CA. I was studying like a madman then. But all this while in my college days, I did not have good interactions with my college professors. All the while I was in college, I don't remember the names of my professors actually. I can recollect around 2 to 3 names. I remember the name of RSS sir, we all used to call him the RSS guy. He was Ranjan Sen Sharma, and the other I remember was Professor Palit. I don't remember his full name as well. Then I remember one professor's name was Bishudip sir, and I've forgotten all the other names. So such was my interaction with my professors. I don't even remember the names. I remember a few faces, but I cannot do much better than that. Apart from this, I passed graduation because of few teachers. I owe my full credit to these two persons. One is Alok sir, and the other one is Olik sir. তো আমার জীবনে আমার কলেজের প্রফেসরদের সঙ্গে আমার কোনো সেরকম যোগাযোগ নেই, আমি দু একজন ছাড়া কাউকে জানিও না। কিন্তু আমার জীবনে যদি আমি গ্র্যাজুয়েট হয়েছি বা আমি যে সাকসেসফুল হয়েছি, এর পেছনে আমি দুটো লোকের নামই নেব, গ্র্যাজুয়েশনের দিক থেকে বা চাকরির দিক থেকে হোক। সেটা হচ্ছে অলিক স্যার, যাকে আমি আমার বাবার জায়গায় রেখেছি, আর একজন হচ্ছে অলোক স্যার। এরা দুজন না থাকলে আজ আমি এই জায়গায় কোনো দিন আসতে পারতাম না। এটা কি বলবো, ঈশ্বর যেন এরকম দুটো মানুষ আমার জীবনে পাঠিয়েছেন যারা আমাকে আজকে এরকম জায়গায় তুলে রেখেছেন। তারা তাদের সীমিত জায়গার মধ্যে থেকেও সে যে আন্তরিকতা, যে ভালোবাসা দিয়ে আমাকে পড়িয়েছে, আমার জীবনে আর কোনো টিচার এরকমভাবে পড়ায়নি। মানে এই স্যারেরা মানে কি বলবো, মানে এদের জায়গা কেউ নিতে পারবে না আমার জীবনে। যা গ্র্যাজুয়েশনটা আমার একটুর জন্য ফার্স্ট ক্লাস মিস হয়ে গেল। আই মিসড the first class marks, but like I got less marks in mathematics, I remember, in the second year, and that was the reason I could not get 60% marks. But life goes on. So getting like 60% in Calcutta University, like it was a very tough thing. People now can easily get like good marks, but getting 60% back in 2014 was something very difficult. Like it was a very tough thing for me. So I cleared my graduation with around 57.44% of marks. So that was something, it was quite a better score, because I knew that if I could clear graduation with 55% and above marks, I would definitely be able to sit for all kinds of government exams. So that was the beginning, and I earlier said that my father had some troubles in 2014. So this was a very tough year for me. 2014 was something like I was like I was like put into a boiler, and it was constantly boiling up, like constantly heating me up, and like it was a very tough situation for me. So 2014 সালটা আমার জন্য খুবই মানে একটি কঠিন মানে সময় দিয়ে মানে আমি পাস করেছি। এখান থেকে আমার জীবনের কষ্টের সময়টা আর কি শুরু হয়েছে। মানে it was like hell for me. First father's problem, and then ultimately after a lot of struggle, like we saved money, I took money from my uncle and anything, and I started studying for chartered accountancy. In 2014 I was preparing for CA, and I was having 3 different coaching houses. I used to go for this costing and accounts with MRT sir, and then I used to go for taxation. It was Vivek Soni, and I'm forgetting the other name round. I used to go for law and other papers. So this was actually a tough schedule in 2014, and somewhere around here I realized one thing, that it's not happening something like that, মানে হচ্ছিল না কিছু। তো তখন আমি ঠিক করলাম যে নিশ্চয়ই এমন কিছু করতে হবে, আমি গভর্নমেন্ট জবের দিকে যাব। কিন্তু এমন একটা অ্যাটমসফিয়ার, লাইক আই ওয়াজ গেটিং দিস ভাইবস, like oh, government job is nothing and all, people don't get government job and all this. So it was happening slowly I started again. In between I started on my own actually. I just started filling out the forms, and I just started sitting for the exams. I was also providing tuitions for the junior level school children above class 5, 6, 1, 2, whatever I was getting. So that was actually a good source of my pocket money. So life was tough. I was giving tuitions in the morning, I was again going for my classes, and I was again coming back. So it was a very tough situation. Life was tough with all these things going around in this entire day, so much of work, and I was having very much less time for my studies. So পড়াশোনার জন্য সেরকম সময় পেতাম না, কিন্তু একটা জেদ ছিল যে আমি কিছু একটা করতে হবে। নিজেই ফর্ম ফিল আপ করে পরীক্ষা দেওয়া শুরু করি। So I started giving exams on my own. And I remember the first exam that I gave was of RBI. It was RBI's general manager post exam. I remember it very clearly. It was in 2014 only, and I was not so good at it actually. I could not clear it. There were only 7 vacancies for the Kolkata division, so I could not clear it. But it was sort of an experience that I will never forget. After that, slowly I started sitting for other exams also. The next exam that I sat was for ICICI Bank. So I appeared for that, and luckily or unluckily, whatever be the reason, I cleared the exam. I cleared the ICICI Bank's exam. It was also for PO rank, PO officer exam chilo. So I did not read all the terms and conditions, অত কিছু পড়ার সময় পাইনি আমি। I just wanted to sit for the exam, and I sat, and I just wanted to check my knowledge and all sorts of things. So I just sat for it very casually. I sat for the exam. I remember I went to the center in Kolkata, North Kolkata specifically, and I cleared it. Later on, I saw my name, like I have cleared it. They called me for interview. It was somewhere around in 2015. মানে মধ্যখানে মানে একটু টাইম চলে গেছে, যখন 2014 to 2015 হয়ে গেল। তো in 2015 আমার এক্সাম চলছে, টিউশনস, and in the meantime it's like a new chapter opened in my life. Like I came into a very big relationship, so this was a very big turning point in my life. I will not name that person, আমি তার নাম নিতে চাইছি না, কারণ everybody has a personal life, everybody has a personal sphere। তো আমার অধিকার নেই কারোর পার্সোনাল লাইফ নিয়ে আমি কাউকে কমেন্ট করবো বা কাউকে আমি মানে ছোট করব। কিন্তু that was something which actually like it was a very tough situation for me. So everything was fine. I was sitting for other exams also. Side by side, this ICICI Bank thing was also happening. Then ICICI Bank sent me a name for the interview process. So I went for the interview, group discussion. I cleared it with flying colors. And after that, again, when I came back after a few months, I got a call letter. I got my call letter, I remember it very clearly. And I was so excited actually. Yeah, I received some sort of a call letter for my job. I was feeling very happy I will get selected and all and this and that. And then I slowly started reading the terms and conditions. So it was something which was very dangerous. It was something like this that I have to stay in Bangalore. আমাকে ব্যাঙ্গালোরে থাকতে হবে 2 বছরের জন্য. So I will stay in Bangalore for 2 years. Then they will give us some sort of an MBA degree. Then they're going to create a loan on my name actually. And after I get into services, so they're going to deduct money from my account, from my salary account. And the posting that I would get, the posting টা আমাকে দেওয়া হবে, it was non-negotiable. All India te je kono jagay amar posting hote pare, so I could be posted anywhere in India. And that was something which was very disastrous, because I believe like it was sort of a very tough challenge. And it was written very clearly, they would take away all my mark sheet, my certificates, and they would keep it in their own custody. After keeping it in their own custody, and they would like what you say, after 5 years they're going to release me from there. But I was not sure actually what was going to happen, because such a strict, like what you say, it was a very tough situation for me, because giving your certificates to somebody, you're keeping it in their custody, and if they lose it or something, your career is actually smashed. Then I read a lot of reviews, I consulted a lot of people, and eventually decided not to join. In the meantime, they asked me for a 10,000 rupees deposit. So I deposited that money in the bank. But when I was depositing the money, somebody from ICICI Bank actually, the person, like I was here in Baripur only, I was depositing it, and that fellow noticed me. He saw my mark sheet and said like, what are you doing with your life, man? I said, no, why I want to join this particular service and I want to do this work over here. And he said, please don't join. As a senior, I'm advising you. I am a student of the 16th batch and you are probably 32nd batch. I remember it very clearly. And he said, see, I am from Jharkhand, and see, I'm sitting here in Kolkata, West Bengal specifically, for the last so many years, for almost 2 years, and I could not go back to my home. I don't have any holiday, I don't have this and that. So his life was actually shattered. The way he was speaking and expressing his own self, he said, don't sit for here. You are a very talented person. Your marks speak for your own self. You are very good in English. You are studying CA and you are doing all of these things. Don't appear for this. Go back, study. And then I spoke to various people. I spoke to my friend's father. I spoke to a lot of other learned people out there who were actually serving in the government offices, who were serving in this private sector, and they advised me not to take up this. So I quit. Eventually I lost 10,000 rupees actually. I could not get it back because I had to go and join some institute in Bangalore. This ICICI Bank was providing for it. And later on I came to know that the top postings were so tough that if I actually quit from there, they would actually charge me a huge amount of money. They will take a fine from my loan account, then they will take a spot on something like this. So it was a very huge figure, and for a person like me who is coming from middle class background, it was very tough for me. So I could not afford it. So এত কিছু নিয়ম কানুন, এত রকমের ঝামেলা আমার পক্ষে নেওয়া সম্ভব হচ্ছিল না. So I decided like, let's leave it. In the meantime, this particular girl with whom I was having a relationship, she also started creating her own problems, because they realized that This fellow is somebody who is actually not having his fixed income. He is just giving tuitions, and literally I remember the insults that I had faced. I remember like you don't have this and that, you are not settled, you don't have anything. So these were certain things like it was very tough for me. So she said me a lot of things. So it's okay, fine. She insulted me, and I was not insulted by her actually. She was insulted by her mother as well, and they actually said out a lot of things to other people as well. So I remember each and everything very clearly, and I took it as a revenge that I will definitely try and prove myself. Fast forward to from 2015, life moved on like this in a very tough way. I was completely broken. I was shattered actually. I went into depression and all those sort of things. But somewhere down the line, I was not giving up my hope actually. I wanted to study. I wanted to move on. Just like I want to say very like an important thing. Friends like books must be few and selected. জীবনে যদি বন্ধুত্ব করতে হয় বা বন্ধু বানাতে হয়, বন্ধুর সংখ্যা খুবই সীমিত থাকতে হবে, যারা আর কি মানে তোমাকে উৎসাহিত করবে। তো আমার জীবনে আমি কিছু কিছু সৌভাগ্যক্রমে এরকম বন্ধু পেয়েছি। তার মধ্যে একজন হচ্ছে অভিজিৎ। তো আমরা ওকে অনেক রকম নামে বলে থাকি, আমরা ওকে কানা বলে থাকি, অভিজিৎ কানা। যাই হোক, মানে হি ওয়াজ দ্য ফার্স্ট পার্সন, অভিজিৎ ওয়াজ দ্য ফার্স্ট পার্সন টু কাম আপ অ্যান্ড টেল মি once I was going to give tuitions, and Abhijit came up, hey son, come here. I said, yeah, what happened? He said me, Remo, see, this exam has come out. It was in like 2015's notification. I remember it very clearly. West Bengal Audit and Account Services, you are a qualified person, you completed your graduation, you are going to CA and all, you should sit for this exam. I said, I don't have experience. He said, see, you sit for the exam, if anything happens to you if you clear it out or something like that, fine. I took it as a challenge. He pushed me for that exam. I sat for this exam. So this exam got delayed. You all know government exams take a lot of time. Government exam নিতে অনেক সময় লাগে। তো 2015 সালের যে ফর্ম ফিল আপটার মানে ব্যাপারটা ছিল, নোটিফিকেশনটা আস্তে আস্তে মানে কি বলবো, মানে 2015 সালেই ভরেছিলাম, কিন্তু 2016 আমি জুলাই মাসে গিয়ে পরীক্ষা দিচ্ছি। তো এক বছর প্রায় চলে গেছে ওখানে। তো ইন দ্য মিন টাইম আমার লাইফে ব্রেকআপ হয়েছে, ডিপ্রেশন চলছে, সবই চলছে, আর এটাও এই পরীক্ষাটারও ডেটটা পিছিয়ে যাচ্ছে। খুব হচপচ টাইম ছিল 2014, 15, 16 সাল এইগুলো। সো ইট ওয়াজ লাইফ ওয়াজ ভেরি মাচ টাফ ফর মি। সো ইন 2016 I sat for the exam. I think the date was 2nd or 3rd of July if I am not wrong, maybe জুলাই 3-4 তারিখের মধ্যেই ছিল, আমার খুব মনে আছে। And it was raining like hell মানে hell. So it was like মানে কিছু গাড়ি চলছে না, কিছু নেই। And the worst part, আমি আমার অ্যাডমিট কার্ড ডাউনলোড করিনি। I did not download my admit card, so I was like tensed. I went. So it was raining so much that there was no vehicles on the road. I remember I wore a short pant. It was not even like it was just up to my knees. I then took a t-shirt, I took my bag, and no admit card actually. Then I walked for almost 1.5 kilometers from my house to reach to the nearest railway station. There were no trains at that point of time. I took an auto. I went up to Godia. That is again some around 18 kilometers. And after that, I was again searching for a cyber cafe so that I could take a printout of my admit card. So this was, I remember this is something which is very inexperienced of me. So finally I got hold of a cyber cafe in a house actually. This fellow was just opening it somehow. It was a Sunday. I got it. I reached the examination center. The exam was supposed to begin from 12 and I reached it around 11:58 or 59. So there were policemen at the gate and they asked me, where are you supposed to go? I said, I'm going exam dita. I will go for exam. And one policeman was saying, you are already late, what to do? And the other policeman was saying, let him go now, let him go. And he said, where to keep the bags? I just kept my bags near the police camp only. They asked me to keep it over there. And then the other policeman showed me, you see that big building over there? It was almost like somewhere around 500 meters from that particular place, and he said, "Oh, once you reach that building, you have to reach the topmost floor. That is the 4th floor, and you have to sit for the exam." I said, "Fine." I looked at my watch and I ran like anything. I just had to reach to the exam center. It was raining so much that like they considered me. So I went to my exam hall like I was panting. I sat in the examination center and the invigilator looked at me. I said, "Sir, please may I go to washroom?" So he just allowed me to go to the washroom. I went to the washroom and I came back freshened up and I was writing the exam. It was 2016. I was sitting for one of the biggest exams of my life. It was a Group A officers exam, and the hall was, it was a capacity of around 40 students, and around 30 students were actually sitting. So I gave my best shot at it. So fine, I gave it, and I remember like one invigilator coming up and telling to other invigilator like, "Just look at this fellow. He's not even well dressed up for the exam. See, he's coming in shorts to give his exam." And I was like, I was listening and I was just doing nothing. The other fellow just said, "See, he has just come to give his exam. Let him wear whatever he wants. Just let him give the exam." So yeah, I gave my exam. I turned out, and again I was just back to my normal life. Suddenly I got a call in 2016 only. I was sitting in my student's house. I was teaching my fellow student, actually. He was Jared. So I was teaching Jared and I received a message and I said him, "Jared, look what it is written." He said that some sort of an admit card is out. I had no idea. I opened it and it was written that, "Remedios Fernandez, you have qualified for West Bengal Audit and Account Services." So I was just around just a few months old, preparing for my exams, and I was just new to a tuition actually, and I cleared it. So this was the first exam that I actually cleared in my life. I just opened it and I found out that I have actually passed, and I have my mains exam due within around 10 days. I came up and I was talking to my sir, and like everybody was happy. In 2016, another thing also happened. My friend Abhijit and Sandeep, so they have actually taken me to a person who was actually providing government tuitions actually. So it was the first time in 2016 March, during the phase of depression and all, I met with Ujjwal sir. So Ujjwal sir संग मैं देखा है March मासे 2016 साले, and from there the journey started. So I said, "Sir, sir, I want to study, I want to do this and that." The sir said, "Come, you have to come to classes, you have to study." So he said, "What do you want to study?" I said, "I want to study English, I want to study maths." So and sir said, "Okay, fine, I will help you with your GK as well." So the journey started from there. Over the course of this particular few months, I actually made a few teachers. I met Chandan sir, I met Ajay sir, I met Prasenjit sir. So these were the people who actually guided me through my journey actually. It was going on very fine. They were all happy that I actually cleared it, and I was sitting for the mains. Fine, main also done and dusted. I sat for the mains exam without any preparation. And I cleared it as well. Around 2017, I was sitting in the hall and I got a call from PSC that I will be going for interview. So fine. So I sat for it, and as I entered the halls, I was around 23 years old. And the first question the interviewer asked me, just sitting in front of a WBCS officer or a WBAS officer, I don't know who that person was. He just asked me, "How come you have cleared this exam at this young age?" And I had no experience whatsoever, like what to say and what not to say. I said, "Sir, I sat for the exam. My friend said me to give the exam. I gave the exam and I am sitting over here." So that is how the journey started. Luckily or unluckily, whatever you say, I could not clear that exam. So dream shattered again. Preparation from the new. In the meantime, I cleared a lot of other exams. There were many exams that I actually could not clear for 4 marks, 0.5 marks, 0.25 marks or whatever. And that was again something which was very much heartbreaking for me. But there were many seniors out there who actually motivated me, and one person in particular stands out among the rest. He is again another motivator in my life, and he is one of my most beloved teachers, Mr. Atif Ahmed Siddiqui. I met him just before my first interview. My Chandan sir actually got hold of his institute, actually academic association. So he sent me ki Remo, you go to this particular institute, academic association. You meet with them, and they will definitely arrange something for you. So over there, I met Atif sir, and Atif sir was actually like, he molded me. According to his words, if I just see, like he said ki Remo was already ready. He just had to be molded. He had the fire in him, and it was something like he was the game changer actually. I could not clear it in the first chance. Then my life was again moving. I was into church. I was doing all these things because to overcome depression, the church actually played a very important role. The church youth, the church congregation, the Christian community in particular, I must say, like they played a very important role in my life. They actually changed me, and they were the ones who actually motivated me. Like they were always telling me, Remo, do this, Remo, do that. The church fathers and the other people, the church community, the congregation, the youth, like they always supported me. In 2017, like slowly, if you just look at the graph now, I find like my life was changing. In 2017, I met Bishop Dr. Paritosh Canning. He was again a very supportive person. He said, Remo, what are you studying? I said, I was planning to study this and that. And he was again around 2018. I met Dr. Canning, and so Bishop sir actually took a great interest in me. He said good and that. Then again, if I go into church, like I again made contacts with the General Secretary of Church of North India. He was Alvin Massey, another inspiration in my life. So things started motivating. They started motivating me, and my life again took turns step by step. In 2017, my life was like it was slowly coming to a bit of normalcy. Like my parents were supporting me, and things were starting to like change. The church was supporting me. And in 2017, I also met a special person in my life. Her name is Ahana Das. You must have all known, like you must have known about her if you follow my Facebook posts and you just come to know. Like she was again one of the person who actually supported me. Like she was the person who had actually taken the most amount of risk from for doing everything for me. So she's again the sort of a person like on whom you can trust. Not only Ahana, but also her parents as well, her entire family. And in this particular time, I must also remember, like I lost some very close people in my life. I've also lost a very close pet also. I've lost Romeo, I've lost my uncle Andrew. So these were people who were actually supporting me in 2017. Fast forward to 2018, I was teaching tuitions. I get a call from get a message from this particular website on PSC, the West Bengal PSC, that you have qualified for West Bengal Public Service Commission's interview. I was again for West Bengal Audit and Account Service 2017. So I went for the interview. The church was willing to pay the full amount. Like they were ready to sponsor me. And at the same time, I went to Atif sir. Atif sir, I went and met him. I was willing to. I was saying, sir, like what is the cost? I will like to study and all. So Atif sir actually taught me without anything. Atif sir was he's the best thing that can happen actually. Like he's the person who will actually pull you up when everything is down. In the meantime, I was also supported by my two teachers, again the old horses, Alik sir and Alok sir. These two people again guided me through the entire exam. So these were the people who actually brought me back. Side by side, I was also studying for my studies from this Chandan sir, Ajay sir, Prasanjit sir. So these were people who actually motivated me all through 2018. So I went for the interview. I gave my best shot, and I was just waiting all the while. The results were taking a very longer time to actually get published. So in 2019, I get a call from Delhi. Arvind sir, like I spoke to him, he said, Remo, if you want to come to Delhi, you can study for UPSC. So in 2019, I packed all my belongings, and it was one of the most toughest things that I could actually have ever done in my life. The Church of North India was actually paying for all my expenses to live and study in New Delhi. So 2019 was again a big game changer for me. I sacrificed everything, and I had made up my mind that I have to do something because I'm already 26, 25, 26, so I have to do something in life. You're already not getting into your dreams and all. So I spoke to my bishop. Bishop sir said, yes, if you want to study, then we can definitely try something for you. I spoke to Atif sir. He said, Remo, yes, you go for it. I just took advice from these three people. I spoke to my father at last. Father, you like, Papa, I need support. So my father said, if you want, you go. So the cost was very huge in New Delhi. So the church was willing to help me, but somebody has to take up the responsibility of the cost. So actually, I needed a full scholarship. The Church of North India at that point of time was running this scholarship program, and I went to Delhi to give the entrance test. So almost 39 people had actually appeared for the test, and out of those 39 people, only 6 people were to be selected, 5 from the general category and 1 from the ST category, as there was nobody from the SC community over there. I sat for the exam, I passed it, and I was among the 5 people in the general category list who was to be selected, and I got selected. I was studying in New Delhi, so traveling to New Delhi was again a huge expenditure. So first time I took my own expenditure, as I was feeling very shy and guilty as well. Suppose if I did not clear the exam, then I did not want anybody else to, I did not want to tell anybody that I went to Delhi, I failed and I came back. So I kept it a very big secret. I again came back and spoke to my bishop so that I was planning to go there. And this time around, he again said me, Remo, I will pay for your expenses. And this time I happily accepted it from him because frankly I was not having that financial stability in my life. So I took it. He was the person who immediately made sure that I could reach Delhi on time. He gave money for my tickets, he got my draft ready and everything. And again in my diocese, I should not forget one person. He was Charles sir. Charles sir made it sure that everything was on spot on, like everything. I cannot forget all his contributions that he has done for me. Big thank you to Charles sir, big thank you to Bishop sir, and big thank you to Arvind sir for believing in me and that given me this opportunity. So this was one of the biggest gambles that anybody had actually played in my life. And another one, they just took me to Delhi. I was there studying in the best institute of country. I was just remembering things like people like Tina Dabi, Arthur Amir Khan, they were all studying here. So it was Wajiram and Ravi. It was in Pusa Road, New Delhi. And the first time my classes had begun, I was sitting in the institute, I was studying. Studying in Wajiram again brought this thing to my mind, unity, diversity and all sort of things. So there were people from all corners of my country. They're from Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, all the way down to South India, Kerala, and then Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, to from the northeast. So it was diverse over there. I was just getting this feeling over there, and I was staying there in this hostel. The Church of North India actually provided me with a hostel as well. So I was staying in Stephen Thomas Home. Again, Stephen Thomas Home has got lots of memories out over there. I had made a few good friends over there, and it was one of the hardest things that actually happened when I had to leave New Delhi. I had to leave New Delhi in the middle of a rush actually. So studies are going on very fine. I was busy with my life and everything was very, it was like strict routine. You get up in the morning, you get ready for your classes, you go to classes, you come back, you revise, you do your studies, and in the meantime you had made friends. And yes, we used to do a lot of boys thing, like they keep on doing and all this stuff like that. So it was very much a beautiful scenery over there. I used to miss my home. I used to miss the people out here who used to love me. I used to miss my church. I used to miss all the friends community over here, but again, that was part of life. I had to move on with it. It was in 2019 I celebrated my Christmas also in New Delhi. So it was again a new sort of an experience. I went to this church called Free Church. So I did not know why it was called Free Church, but it was an overall nice atmosphere over there. I enjoyed my Christmas over there. Christmas night in New Delhi, wow, it was lovely. Going to this particular Jama Masjid area for having biryani in the middle of the night after church was again a different thing. Then fast forward to a few days, again in the 30th of December, I decided to come to Kolkata to visit my home. So I had not been to this, but been to my home for quite some time now, and I decided I have to come back home. I was busy in packing the entire day. I had actually turned off my mobile. I was in silent mode or switch off, whatever, and I was just busy in my packing the entire day. And somehow I reached a station around 6:30 since my train was there, and I took out my phone all of a sudden. It was very difficult for me to carry all my luggage and move to the railway station. I just took out my phone in 2019, 30th of December. I get to see around say 40 SMS, around 20 to 30 missed calls, over 200 WhatsApp messages, Facebook messages, and I was like, oh my god, why this many messages? I opened it and I just look at the notice board on the railway station, and I notice that your train has been delayed. The next time will be around 1:05. It was like that, and I was like, oh my god, I have to wait in this railway station for such a long time. And I opened my phone, and the first phone call received is from Ahana. Remo, you did not get this news that you have actually cleared the exams and all. I was like, what exam? I did not know anything about it. And she was like telling me, Remo, you have done something very good. You have done something like this. I said, what I have done? She said, just check your mobile. You will just get the new notification. And then I came to realize that I had actually cleared the exam, but I was still not believing itself actually. And I remember it was in the month of December. New Year was just around the corner, and like, wow, I was sweating in the middle of this particular railway station out there. I was just like not feeling like, just feeling like a big monkey like has got off my back. So like I was excited, but I was nervous and confused also. I just looked at the Indian flag that was flying at the railway station, and just looked at it and like, finally I have done it. Then I got another phone call. Somo called me up. So, Remo, you have cleared this exam. You have scored good rank also. I said, how much? What? Like he said, you have passed the exam and this and that and all sorts of things. He said, I'm very proud of you and this and that. So it was done. So the news slowly started going out. Then my other friend Rakib called me up. Rakib, he is like, on that day what happened was, he was actually coming from Pune to Kolkata, and I was supposed to leave from New Delhi to Kolkata. So we were supposed to meet the very next day on New Year's Day, and he was like, hey man, where are you? I said, I'm just waiting for this my train just got delayed, but I have a news to share, but I don't know like if it is true or not. He said, what news? I said, I passed the exam. I passed the group officer's exam. And he was like, oh really? How did you know? I said, I don't know because I don't have internet connection. So he said, fine, wait, I will just check it. And this fellow became so excited. He got my result out, he put it on Facebook, he made the news public, and even more phone calls started ringing in. And my hostel mates who were there, especially I remember Sachin, he was in Kerala, he got the news from Facebook. Within I think 5 to 7 minutes of posting, he got the news and he called me up. Remo, you cleared the exam? Huh? Where are you now? I said, I was just about to get on the train and the train is delayed. So he again congratulated me on the phone. He made the whole news public to my hostel mates. So they also came to know about it. And my hostel mates were actually thinking that I will not come to the hostel again because I was already at the platform. So again another incident happened over there. So then I called up Alvin sir, I called up Atif sir, and I called up everyone out there, and I thanked everybody, and I said them that I've actually cleared the exam. Finally, I also received a call from David Bhaiya. He said me, he's also a group officer actually. So he called me up and he congratulated me. My cousin started wishing me, and it was like a very different thing altogether. So it was a very emotional moment for me. It was the first time in my life I felt like I had done something which was quite impossible for me, for a middle class family to become a government officer at this age or something. Like, I never thought I would be actually a group officer someday. Then I called back my hostel mates and I said them, fellas, my train just got delayed, so I am coming back to hostel. And they were like, अरे 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 आज हॉस्टल का खाना कैंसिल कर देंगे, महेश भैया को बोल देते हैं कि आज नो खाना, आज हम लोग पार्टी करेंगे हॉस्टल में. So that happened. I went back to my hostel. I met my hostel warden. I met Anita ma'am. I told her of my exam and she was also very happy. Everybody in the hostel campus was very happy. I got I got dinner for everybody. It was altogether a very wonderful experience. And trust me, I never received that many phone calls in my life before. I did not know, I forgot, I was keeping a count, but after getting 30 or 40 phone calls, I just lost track of it. So many people congratulating me, so many people messaging me, calling me up, and it's something very different. And I even decided of coming back to my home and going back, but again I thought of the entire procedure of joining takes a lot of time. So I came back home, and that is how the entire journey started flowing out. I was after one particular exam, you see, I started getting recognition. I started getting, people started calling me out for ceremonies. I got various awards also after that. Academic Association they called me up and they felicitated me. My church felicitated me, both at my local church level. Again, I was felicitated in New Delhi as well, in front of everybody out there in New Delhi. Then the police, the local district police, they also felicitated me, and that was one of the most what you call it, one of the proudest moments of my life. I never thought it actually. So I was enjoying the perks and benefits, and one of my senior members, he was just calling me up and poking me up and telling me, Remo, how do you feel sitting on this chair and receiving this prize and all? And I just said, I'm very happy. He said, this is just the beginning of your journey. So the police felicitation was something very special to me, because I never thought of the administration giving me so much of respect. I would like to thank SP sir, Rashid Munir Khan, and DSP sir Kutub Khan for helping me out with the entire PVR process. After that, there was no looking back. I was deeply I just jumped into my service. I just got my files ready. But this lockdown actually took away a lot of time, so my joining was delayed. I finally joined in the month of July, 20th of July 2020, and I'm presently in service. So I'm currently employed by the government of West Bengal as a group air officer on probation, and I am posted at Baripur Subdivision Treasury as an additional treasury officer. So this has been my life journey so far. But when I look at my life journey, I definitely would have to thank everybody. First of all, I would like to thank the Almighty Heavenly Father, for He has given me the opportunities in life, for giving me whatever I needed. And then I would like to thank my family, who has always been around my life. I would like to thank all the teachers from my junior school to high school and college, who have always supported me. I remember all my school teachers who had actually taught me in school. When I look at things like this, I had studied a lot from them, and those particular small things in life has actually changed me today. Again, back into my high school and my college, I learned a lot of things. But there are a few people who are always going to stand out. A few teachers, a few friends who have actually made my journey a lot easier. I did not name all the casual friends who I had over a long period of time, who actually became a part of my life. So they were also my support. So they had actually motivated me and helped me to stay in this particular phase. At the end, again I would say, Like, your life is actually your own. God has given you all the opportunities. God wants you to be successful in life. The Almighty actually makes sure that you meet all the right people, but it is up to us that we eventually do certain things. God gives you blessing, God gives you people, God makes everything possible for you, but you will also have to make an effort. In this very long video, I tried my best to share my experience and my stories. If you all want to get any more information, like what books I studied, what like on relation tips, career tips, and how to manage all of this, you can definitely try and contact me. I will definitely try my level best to share all the views. If I have missed somebody's name, then I'm extremely sorry, because I did not do it on purpose, because it's a very difficult task for me to remember all the names and share it out in this particular video. I've tried my best to thank each and everyone, and if you have missed out your name, please don't feel sorry about it. আমি চেষ্টা করেছি ভিডিওতে আমার জীবনের সবকিছু বলার, মানে এত দূর অবধি আমি কিভাবে নিজের জীবনকে নিয়ে এসেছি, এগিয়ে এসেছি, আমার ফ্যামিলি সাপোর্ট, বন্ধু বান্ধব সাপোর্ট, টিচারদের সাপোর্ট। হয়তো ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ একটা ব্যারিয়ার হতে পারে, ইউ ডোন্ট ফিল ডিসঅ্যাপয়েন্টেড, বা কেউ যদি ইংলিশ না বুঝতে পারো তাহলে তারা আমার সঙ্গে যোগাযোগ করার চেষ্টা করো। আমি চেষ্টা করব যতটা সম্ভব তোমাদের সঙ্গে বাংলাতে কথা বলার। আমি চেষ্টা করবো তোমাদের যা যা ডাউটস থাকে আমি সেটা বলবো। ভিডিওটা যদি পুরোটা দেখে থাকেন, আমাকে অবশ্যই চ্যানেলে লাইকস, কমেন্ট আর সাবস্ক্রাইব দেবেন। আর ফর নিউ থিংস you have to keep on your subscribe option, so that is something which is very important for you, because if you want to follow me, you have to follow me up on a regular basis. I will definitely try and make new things for you guys. If you have any question and anything, you can directly ask me and I will try my best. So anyways guys, thank you for watching this particular video. My journey was very long for you guys, so I'm trying my best to share a few pictures from my childhood to my current day actually. So I'm trying my best. Please watch it, and I'm very much sure that this will definitely inspire you. তো বন্ধুরা, আমি আমার জন্ম থেকে এখন অবধি, কারেন্ট লাইফ অবধি আমি কিছু ছবি আর ভিডিওস আমি পোস্ট করছি এই মানে ভিডিওতেই এখনো। তো তোমরা এটা দেখো, আশা করছি তোমাদের এটা ভালো লাগবে, ইনফরমেটিভ মনে হবে আর তোমাদেরকে উৎসাহিত করবে। থ্যাংক ইউ।
তাদের আমরা ফেলিসিটেট করব, বরণ করে নেব, এবং তার সঙ্গে সঙ্গে আমাদের চিফ গেস্ট রয়েছেন, খান স্যার রয়েছেন, তো আমি অডিটেড অ্যাকাউন্ট সার্ভিসের সব ক্যান্ডিডেটদের এবার ডেকে নেব একে একে। Remedios Fernandez, বরণ করে নাও। About Remedios Fernandez, as he awarded to, he was showed his heart and he went to Delhi. And then after going to Delhi, all of a sudden he got a news that he has cracked Marine Hekal, so he had to come back. Yes, sir. Excellent. Joy Tinka Velere to come up next. Afrin Shah.
Now SI Shudip Banik will felicitate Remedios Fernandez Audit and Account Service. He has cracked this year Audit and Account Service with a rank of 23. A big round of applause for this young star.
Work hard in silence and let the success make the noise.